Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lindsay. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my ultimate clean beauty starter kit. I have a couple products in each category. I also have different forms of each product. So for bronzer, I have both cream and powder, and same with all the other categories because I wanted to bring a super comprehensive guide for you guys in case you're just getting started or you just want to know my favorites out of clean beauty. These are it, so let's just go ahead and get into the video. Before we start, if you guys aren't already subscribed, I would love to have you, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy at any point. But let's start with primer. If you are just getting into clean beauty now, you're definitely lucky. When I first got started, there was basically none of these products on the market. I found there was very limited choice. I had to test so many products to get the high performance that I want because, as you guys know, if you watch my channel, I used to be very into conventional beauty. I had tons of conventional makeup and I was just really used to super high performing makeup. So all of these recommendations live up to my standards, and I just want to recommend things that I know really work for you guys. I don't think you'll be disappointed in any of these products. So first is this primer from 100% Pure. It's their mattifying primer. I also have the luminizing one as well. Both of them are great. This mattifying one, I don't find that it's super mattifying. It's more of like a smoothing primer. This is a great option if you like super pure ingredients. It's silicone free, but still gives you that sort of silicone feel to the skin. If you like a smoothing primer, if you just want a nice base for makeup, I think you would really enjoy this one. And some of you guys might not consider Milk Makeup clean. Again, it depends on your ingredient preferences, but I really love the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. This is such an interesting texture. It is really grippy, but it's not sticky on the skin. I feel like it's both smoothing and hydrating, and it does improve the wear of your makeup. It's a really great primer, highly reviewed for a reason. I was kind of hesitant, that's why I got the smaller size, but definitely impressed with this, and I'm going to be picking up the full size. Moving on to foundation, I only have two here to talk about because I only want to recommend foundations I really stand by in terms of performance and wear. These are some of the best foundations I've ever tried, and I definitely recommend both. They're both a little bit different from each other. First is my tried and true Elia True Skin Serum Foundation. This is one of the first clean foundations I tried that was like really wowed me. I wore it for the longest time. I mean, I continue to wear it. I've just used this since it came out. I use it all the time. If you'd like more of a light medium, it can be built up to a pretty strong medium, but I would say it's on that lighter medium side. It's enough coverage for me, and I usually prefer a more full coverage. It just looks absolutely stunning on the skin, extremely skin-like, wears really well. It doesn't wear an extreme amount of time. It does start to wear off after, I would say, probably like 12 hours. So it's not extremely long wearing, but if you're just wearing your makeup for like, say, 8 to 12 hours, I think it's a great one. If you like a more dewy finish, you would love this, but it also sets down really well. I think it's just super versatile. It's my go-to summer foundation because it's just really lightweight on the skin. It doesn't feel like makeup, and it's just such a winner in my book. I use the shade SF2. I will link it below as well. It does have a little bit of a scent to it, but nothing too crazy. I just absolutely love the feel and look of this on the skin. My other recommendation is the one I have on today. It's the Bite Beauty Changemaker. I would say this is like the Ilia, but with a less dewy finish and just a little bit more coverage. This one lasts longer than the Ilia one. It stays on the face so well. It doesn't get cakey or break down. It's one of the only foundations I've tried that doesn't like accentuate my texture and just look so gross by the end of the day. Like, this foundation is amazing. Really love this. I use the shade L20 when I'm not self-tan. When I'm self-tanned, I usually use L40, or I will mix them, but this is incredible. If you guys haven't tried this already, I definitely recommend it. I would recommend this if you like more of like that medium coverage. You can definitely build this up to get more of a medium full. Great everyday foundation for both of these. That can also be brought into more special occasion makeup, but yeah, absolutely love those two. Concealer, again, I only have two here because I'm super picky with base products. First is the Ilia True Skin Serum Concealer. I wasn't like in love with this when I first tried it, but it kind of grew on me. It's a very lightweight concealer that still offers a good medium coverage. I like to put this on, let it sit for maybe around 15 seconds, and then blend it out. You get a lot more coverage that way. Looks beautiful on the skin. It doesn't crease. It just looks really healthy and nice and never looks dry. I just love the Ilia complexion line. I think they nailed that really skin-like look. So I love this if you like a more medium coverage. And then for a more medium, fuller coverage concealer, the Cover FX Power Play, again, depending on your ingredient preference. You might not think Cover FX is clean, you might want to go with Ilia. All depends on your own preference, but I absolutely love this one. It just holds up so well and gives a great amount of coverage to the under eye or even spot concealing. It also remains lightweight. It doesn't look cakey. It works with almost every complexion product I've tried with it. Just such like a tried and true product for me. I've been using this one for a while now and I think I'm almost out of it. I'm gonna have to repurchase one. They don't sell Cover FX on Sephora anymore, unfortunately. They're discontinuing it, but they do have it on Ulta, which I will have that linked below for you guys. So I would say this is, if you're more medium to fuller coverage makeup wearer, you would like this one. But honestly, I really like having both on hand because it really depends on the day, what kind of look. This is more like lighter everyday makeup. If I'm going more glam like today, I actually have the Ilia one on today. I feel like they work either way. They're just really great concealers. The powders was one of the hardest thing for me to find that I liked in clean beauty, honestly in makeup in general. Just have a very finicky under eye area, I guess you could say. I feel like my under eyes just look dry super easily. So these two I really love. First, obviously the Ilia Soft Focus Finishing Powder. I talk about this all the time. This just makes your skin look airbrushed. There's no other way to put it. It's just a stunning powder on the skin. I have this on under my eyes, also all over my face today. This just looks so good and it sets down makeup without looking matte, but it also doesn't have any sheen to it, so it doesn't accentuate any texture. If you're a person who you have trouble finding a powder that looks good on your skin, definitely give this one a try. I think it's 100% worth the money. And then another one is like a rediscovery of mine recently. This is the Juice Beauty, the Organic Phytopigments Flawless Finishing Powder in Translucent. This is actually very similar to the Ilia one. It has a little bit of sheen to it, but it's so subtle that I don't really notice it on the skin. If you want a little bit more of a glowy powder, I would go with this one, but it has the similar like attributes of the Ilia one. It sets under eyes really well, doesn't look cakey, doesn't accentuate texture, and these are both just great powders. And I wouldn't necessarily call either of these powders very mattifying. If you want a super mattifying powder, I would say the Bite Beauty Changemaker one. The shades in that are a little bit weird, but these are more of just like, they set down your makeup. They do combat oil a little bit, but they're not like very, it's not like a very oil controlling powder, if you know what I'm saying. Next, let's get into bronzer. One I've been really loving lately, this is a new release, but it's really stolen my heart, is the Kosis Sun Show Baked Bronzer. I use the shade Light. If you prefer a more glowy look to the cheek, I would definitely recommend the Kosis one. I do have textured skin, and I feel like this one doesn't enhance my texture. I have this one on today. It just looks really pretty glowy and natural. Pretty pigmented. You can build it up or sheer it out. I feel like it can go either way. If you can find a shade in this, I really love the formula and look of this. It's very creamy. It's not a very dry baked bronzer. So this has been a hit for me lately. And then the other one has a couple other products in here. This is a palette from Pacifica. It's the Light and Radiance powders. So you get this bronzer. This is a matte bronzer if you prefer something like that. Beautiful formula, really blendable and soft, and it never gets patchy. It just looks great on the skin. You also get a blush, 2 highlight shades here. If you think this bronzer shade would work for you and you like a matte bronzer, this is a great little deal. I think this is like 15 bucks. All the other blush and highlights, I really enjoy the formula of those as well, so I love this one. Other matte bronzer option would be the Han Malibu. That's like a classic to me. I don't have it on hand right now. That one's on the more affordable side. Then also the new Elia bronzer is matte. I think that one is really pretty on the skin too. Start with blush recommendations. My favorite powder blush is the PYT Heartbeat Cheek Color in the shade Hustle. This shade specifically I think is really gorgeous. Almost leans a little coral too. I don't know. It's just such a pretty natural flush to the skin. These are like a more drier formula, so if you like powder products, I think you would like that. But if you want a cream option, I have a couple different options. I think Clean Beauty has some great cream blushes. Usually Clean Beauty leans towards those more glowy, just natural looking products. So my first cream blush love was this Juice Beauty Last Looks Cream Blush. The shade Flush is my favorite. It is that top shade here. Really pretty, muted nude shade. Looks really natural on the skin. This does have a glow to it, but it goes over powder nicely. All of these work well over powder. That's like a must-have for a cream product for me. It goes over powder really nicely. The pigment doesn't wear off throughout the day or become patchy. And it doesn't get super oily looking either, but it just adds a really nice, healthy glow to the cheek. My other recommendation, if you want something a little bit dewier, this has a lot of pigment in it. It's the Tower 28 me Beach Please. This is Golden Hour. I really like Magic Hour, the nude pink one. These, again, pack a lot of pigment. They have more of a glow to them, I find, than the Juice Beauty one. Really versatile though. You can sheer it out or build it up. You could use that on your lips. It's just super pretty on the more affordable side, and you can find that at Sephora. And then another sort of old favorite of mine is the Honest Beauty. This is the Rose Pink Cream Blush. I'm sure any of these shades are great. This is another nice everyday one. This I would say is the least glowy shade, but it has a nice amount of pigment. Goes over powder nicely, doesn't wear off like all of these. I feel like are just really great cream blush formulas. If you're looking for any cream blushes, I would check these three out. And to highlight, I feel like there's not a ton of powdered highlights in Clean Beauty. I really wish there was more of them, but I have two favorites here. First is the Honest Beauty Luminizing Powder. I feel like a super light, not very obvious highlight on the skin. I think you would enjoy this one. It comes in this shade and then also the deeper shade, which I love as a bronzer, but if you have deeper skin, you could probably use that one as a highlight. It's just a really soft, baked powder, super pretty and light. You can build it up to be a little bit more dramatic, but I would say that would be a great highlight for you if you prefer a more natural look. And then the other one is the Bare Minerals. This is just called their Endless Glow Highlighter. They have a ton of shades of these, which is great, so you should be able to find one to go with your skin tone. They also have like different reflex, purpley ones, bronze ones. This is the shade Zen, which is my personal favorite. It is light enough for my skin, thankfully. Probably barely see that, but it just has a really soft pink reflect to it. It's a great hybrid highlighter where it's not super metallic, but it's also not really soft, so you can get a great impact with it. It's just a great staple highlight for me. It's one I reach for all the time. All right, now for eyeshadow, I have a lot of options here for you guys. If you want a nice everyday palette, I would recommend the Ilia Necessary palettes. This is the warm one. I really love this one. Great for an everyday, but you can also make a more dramatic look. And then they also have a cool tone one. If you prefer cool tones, I think these are a really great starter palette because you get two shimmers, mostly mattes though, which I love how you get a lot of mattes. I feel like they are the foundation for any eye look. I'm not a fan of palettes that have mostly shimmers. It's just like, I feel like it's hard to get an everyday look with that. But another great everyday option, this one is so good. This is the PYT Warm Day to Night palette. They also have another shade of this one, but I just love this because you get this really big, just like transition shade. You get three mattes. You can use this one as an eyeliner, and then you get all shimmers here. You can create more of a fun look with this, but it's also really easy to do a nice everyday look, and you also get a nice big mirror. I just think these are a great value, and the formulas are great with those. If you want to splurge a little bit more for shadows, the Ther Beauty palette formulas are really nice. My only beef with these palettes is I feel like I wish I had more matte shades in them. They're mostly shimmers. This is the Solstice palette, which has more warm tones. I really love these two. This is a nice transition shade. I don't really understand why there's purples in here. I wish it was just all gorgeous bronze tones. I would absolutely love this palette. If I were to tweak it, that's what I would tweak. But nonetheless, the formulas of the eyeshadows are stunning, really blendable. They're a more soft formula. They remind me of the Anastasia Beverly Hills shadows. Pigmented, beautiful. They also have a couple other ones. They just came out with a new all matte Joshua Tree palette, which looks stunning. They have rose quartz, amethyst, a lot of great options from Ther Beauty if you're willing to spend a little bit more for eyeshadow. And if you're into really pretty eyeshadow toppers or metallic shades, I have this on my lid today. The Ography glitter pigments are amazing. They come in a lot of different shades. This is the shade Celestial, which is this pretty pink champagne. Really easy to work with, just applies with your fingers. Super pretty. They're never glittery. They're just so stunning on the eye. Really easy to use. In terms of a pigment, I think they're just a great option. You can get these on Amazon for around 20 bucks. I have a couple shades. I think they're a great option for more fun pops of colors. The eyeliner is my number one recommendation. This definitely isn't the cleanest eyeliner to ever exist, but the formula and application and wear of this is just, I can't stop using this liner. It's just the best. It's the Physicians formula. It's just called their Eye Booster in black. This has a brush tip liner. Super easy to get a wing. If you have trouble getting a wing, try this one out. It's very user friendly. Pigment is always there. It's just so good. I don't even know how else to describe it, but it's the best liner and I've been using that for years. Even when I use conventional beauty, that one was my favorite. If you do want a bit of a cleaner option, the Josephine, this is their Eye Define. That's it right there. This has a really nice pigment and opacity. It's just a little bit more difficult to use because the tip of it is thicker. I feel like it's just harder to get a sharper wing. Even for me, this takes like a little bit of finessing. I would go with the Physicians Formula one if you want something a little more user-friendly, but both of those are great eyeliner, liquid eyeliner options. Pencil liner, I really don't use pencil liners a ton, but the Elia ones are great. They stay on, they don't smudge, they have a black and a brown, and I also enjoy the Antonym pencil liner. I have that in brown. Great eyeliner option if you prefer. I feel like I've been saying great option after everything. Sorry if I have, but yeah, I like all of those eyeliners. Moving on. For mascara, I only have one recommendation because I feel like this is just the best mascara. It's the Ilia Limitless Lash. Like, this is amazing. Beats out anything mascara I've tried. I think mascara is one of those things. I've tried so many and so many of them just are not that good. I don't understand how brands even put them out, but this one's amazing. It just looks gorgeous. I use this every single day and it's just a great mascara, and if you need one, I would definitely recommend that one. I think it's totally worth it. I also wanted to mention my favorite lash glue. This is the Velour Lashes lash adhesive. I mean, any lash glue is not gonna be super clean because it's a lash glue, but this one is latex free. This is the most gentle on my eyes that I've found, and it's really effective. It holds lashes super well. It has this brush tip, so you just brush it on. I used to use Duo. That one I feel like irritated my eyes a little bit, but Duo also has a like latex free option, but I really like the Velour one. And I also wanted to mention the Velour Lashes because they're some of my favorite lashes as well. I have the style Go Viral on today. This is their Lash of the Day collection. They're very dramatic, but also like light and easy to apply, which is sometimes a hard thing to find with more dramatic lashes. They either really have a thick band or they just don't stick on right, but I've been really impressed with these, and they are synthetic, which is great. So I will link Velour Lashes below. But finally, let's talk about lip options. My liquid lipstick pick would definitely be the Honest Beauty ones. These ones are amazing. I'm wearing the shade Forever on my lips today, mixed with a different lipstick I'll talk about in a little bit, but I also love BFF and Off Duty. BFF is like a great, more taupey nude shade, and then Off Duty has more pink to it. These are amazing, come in a bunch of different shades. I have red, more bright shades. They're more of a satin liquid lip, so they don't completely dry down, but that makes them super comfortable, and I feel like they just look and wear well. And they're just so extremely comfortable on the lips. If you don't like a liquid lipstick, I feel like you would still like those because they really feel like nothing on the lips. And I wanted to mention the Bite Beauty lip crayons because I also love these. I'm wearing Kava mixed with the Honest Beauty Forever. This one is so unique of a shade. I didn't really like it at first. It's like this dusty, cool nude. I do find that a lot of nudes just pull too warm on me, so if you have a skin tone similar to mine, I think you would really like the shade because it's just super flattering. I feel like if you have really fair skin like me. But they also have some other more pink shades like Leche. Amaretto is more of like a honey nude. Tons of shades in these. I do have a whole swatch video of every single shade. If you guys want to check that out, I will link it below. But these are really creamy and easy to use. They go on like really opaque, so you don't have to keep layering them up. I think they're just super user friendly, wear off nicely, and look nice on lips. And then if you want a more like hydrating type of lipstick, I like the Kosis Lipsticks. I have Vegas and Phoenix here. Phoenix is this gorgeous red, kind of just like a true red. Then Vegas, which is more of this warm nude. I also love Rosewater. I think that one's definitely my favorite. They're really hydrating and they're not completely opaque. You kind of have to build them up, but I think they're really nice just as like a wash of color. I keep Rosewater in my bag all the time, which is why I don't have it on hand. But another lipstick formula that's nice is the Elia. I think these are just called their color block lipsticks. Yeah, this one is the shade Rococo. No idea if that's how you say it. They're not as shiny of a finish as the Kosis one. They're more of like a matte satin formula, really pigmented. And then for a tinted lip conditioner, if you want something light, I love the Honest Beauty tinted lip conditioners, and I love the Elia tinted lip conditioners. My favorite is Oh Baby, which is in my bag, but this one's similar. which is called Little Sister. Still have a nice amount of pigment to them, but they're just really easy to throw on if you want something quick. And for glosses, I have 3 different options. First is the Kosis wet lip oils. These aren't sticky at all, they just go on really nicely. They have a little bit of a scent to them, but they're not overpowering. I think it's just such a smooth, hydrating, moisturizing formula. And then also similar formula to that is the Tower 28 lip jellies. This is the shade Fire. Again, one that's not sticky at all. Neither of these have shimmer in them. Just really smooth, great to throw on. And then another one is the Pacifica Highest Gloss Hemp Infused Lip Gloss Balm if you want something in a tube. These ones are nice. I have a couple shades. Just really easy to throw in your bag and put on. This one has a little bit more of a stick to it, but if you don't mind that, I think you would like that one. Alright guys, that was everything I had to share with you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love for you to join me. And also thank you guys for 12K subscribers. Kind of sounds insane to say, but thank you all for watching my videos. I really hope you enjoy them, and let me know in the comments if you have any video recommendations. I always love to hear from you guys, but thanks again for watching, and I will see you in my next video.